Hi,
Hello.
it's Make a Difference.
Make a difference.
Yes, Make a Difference here on MBS Radio 95.4 FM every Sunday at 8 p.m.
And Wednesday at 9:30 p.m.
Jump off your sofa
Or lay back and relax.
anywhere you are from your radio or in your earphones.
Stay tuned on MBS Radio 95.4. Listen to Make a Difference.
Our English speaking program brought to you by
Gina,
and Tom.
off we go.
It's for you!
Good evening and welcome to our weekly rendezvous Make a Difference, our radio show in English every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. and every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. broadcasting from Antananarivo on MBS Radio 95.4. You just listened to Van Halen's Jump from his 1983 album of the same name. Welcome back July, bringing us sun, fog, clouds and the diversity of winter time weather phenomena. And welcome back Tom, what have you got for us today?
Good evening, Jean. Glad to speak to you again, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the latest news first in the highlights. In our weekly report, we talk about unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, commonly known as drones. Tonight's song is Promise Me, performed by British singer and songwriter Beverly Craven. As the last part, for sure, let us have our English language rubric, The Hint, presented by Gina. Well, what hints will you give us in tonight's program, Jean?
Today's hint's gonna be on correlative conjunction, or let's say conjunctive pairs to make it simple. Well, you are interested? Talk to you later. And now, let's have Tom present the latest news. On with the highlights, Tom.
Well, Jean, bad news first. In Madagascar, the number of confirmed cases with COVID-19 in a 24-hour period reaches 109, while 2 more casualties were confirmed on July the 3rd. As the new diagnosis test laboratories are now operational, increasing the possibility for more people to be tested, the possible cures and vaccines around the world are still being tested. The safest way to protect yourself is stay home, wear face masks, and wash your hands. The obituaries are also displaying a painful and heavy toll this week. 3 outstanding figures of Malagasy arts and politics passed away this week. Mrs. Mariette Rasuarnala, nicknamed Bakumanga, traditional singer, dancer, and oral performer, died at the age of 67 on July the 2nd. So did former Senator, Minister of Environment and Minister of Interior, General Charles-Sylvain Raboutoisson at the age of 76, and former Prime Minister Emmanuel Rakoudvaïni. Our words of sympathy and comfort go to the families of those persons who served the country with excellence. As the Malagasy borders are still closed, the notice of suspension of Air Madagascar flights to and from abroad continue until July the 31st due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As claims grow from the Malagasy citizens who are still stranded abroad, especially in France, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Teinjazanarvel Jacoba Liva, replied that the government is in the process of looking for occasions and opportunities to get those people home. As a reminder, flight operations to bring stranded Malagasy people back home took place on the 9th of June when 177 Malagasy people stranded in Kuwait could go home, and a flight from Mauritius to Madagascar was operated on the 21st of June with 130 people on board. Now, let's move on to the congratulations part. Congratulations to Cam Cohen, director of the movie Opeka. This movie tells the true story of priest Pedro Opeka, founder and leader of Akamasu, mega social enterprise that helped tens of thousands of former street kids and mendicants to overcome their poverty and fight for their respect and dignity. Priest Pedro Opeka, as well as people like Mohamed Yunus, inventor of microcredit, is among the famous few who proved by their actions that poverty is not the will of the poor and that solidarity and benevolence can help fight against it. This 89-minute documentary directed by Cam Cohen won the Golden Palm at the Beverly Hills Film Festival in June 2020. Congratulations also to Maeva Ranevzona, director of the movie Sauzai, along with Austrian director George Till. That movie around the realities in Malagasy prisons became part of the official selection at the International Movie Festival in Marseille, France. And now congratulations to Sarah Rangianzara, guest speaker of Program 11, for her official consecration as 16th president of her service club, Salanta, for a one-year term. In her program, social actions will focus on sight, the fight against anger, diabetes and child cancer, environment, and care for the seniors. Those were the highlights. Then let's proceed to the report.
The report now, only 10 years ago. Who would have believed that those flying quadcopters equipped with small cameras would become a mast, buzzing above and around our raiding ceremonies and other video reports? Tonight, let's talk about UAVs, or unmanned aerial vehicles, commonly called drones. Lately, with the new needs caused by the restrictions linked to the COVID-19 pandemics, they have found new purposes and new possibilities. Tom reporting.
Drone. That word, now commonly used to describe the UAV, or unmanned aerial vehicle, has become part of our familiar vocabulary, as most video operators and filmmakers are now equipped with those radio-commanded flying toys equipped with video cameras. We often see them at wedding ceremonies, commercial videos, and other events. Recently, they were used in China during the COVID-19 pandemics to urge people to stay at home and comply with the social distancing rules. In most countries, their growing number and activity caused governments to set regulations on their use or to prepare defense plans in case they were used by harmful groups of people. Normally, the word drone refers to the male bee that does not work but only exists to mate with the queen bee and fertilize it. So how come did it become the word for a remotely piloted flying vehicle? In fact, as the first unmanned aerial vehicles were the kites used by the Chinese a few centuries ago, unmanned airplanes guided by gyroscopic systems served in the US and Royal Air Force between the First World War and the Second World War. One of them was a model called the Havilland Gypsy Moth, also called Queen Bee. It was used as a flying target for the practical training of fighter plane pilots. Although unverified by research, The term drone is believed by some to have originated with the Queen name as meaning a bee or drone. After the Second World War began, the Germans built and used an unmanned flying bomb called V1 or buzz bomb. Because of the noise it makes, it was moved by an engine called a pulse jet and became the first operational cruise missile.
In 1942, the Luftwaffe, aware of the development of a long-range rocket by the German army, began intensive development of a rival weapon, a ramjet flying bomb. The flying bomb entered service ahead of the Army's rocket and became known as the V1. Launched from ramps situated in the Pas de Calais, flying bombs were used to attack London in an offensive that commenced on June 13, 1944. Basically simple in design, the flying bomb was an economical and effective weapon of war. Traveling at speeds of up to 440 miles per hour, it severely tested the air defenses of England. In early September 1944, the flying bomb launch sites were overrun by advancing Allied armies. In a 3-month offensive, the bombs killed over 5,000 Londoners, maiming and wounding many thousands more.
Later in the 80s, they were used by the Israeli military for defense purposes and proved their efficiency. They were later followed by the United States that produced long-range military drones like the Predator or the Global Hawk. Fortunately, the drones can find various peaceful applications such as aerial photography, weather forecast, airborne survey, and so on. For instance, delivery integrators such as DHL or UPS are now on the serious process of testing drones for delivery services. There's even more. Startup company Zipline is now implanted in Africa and helps in delivering medical supplies and samples using drones in countries such as Rwanda or Tanzania.
Can overcome a number of challenges, especially in the areas that are not easily reachable.
Parcel copter always fly autonomously, and we see where drone it is just in case we can make any decision at the right time. Their water technology give their drone to go vertically and then change the mode to transition mode.
They can land at a very small area where you don't have runways. The technology itself is innovative in the sense that it really addresses the challenges that we have in Tanzania.
There is a case of snake bite, tetanus patient, we need a quick delivery of drugs.
Not only a helicopter will deliver commodities quickly, but also can help in the cold chain.
We'll make sure the temperature is not compromised. The products will get to the patient with the quality is required.
All I can say is, for the better and the worse, the future imagined in science fiction movies is now. You can now expect to get your mail or the last food package you ordered from an unmanned flying machine, and you have to wear face mask when you get out. That was the report. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Tom. Now let's listen to Beverly Craven's song, Promise Me. It was composed and released in 1990 and hit the top charts in UK, USA and Europe. Here is Promise Me, Beverly Craven.
You light up another cigarette and I pour the wine. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's starting to get light. Now I'm right where I wanna be, losing track of time. But I wish that it was still last night. You look like you're in another world, but I can read your mind. How can you be so far away, lying by my side? When I go away, I'll miss you, and I will be thinking of you every night and day. Just promise me you'll wait for me, 'cause I'll be saving all my love for you, and I will be home soon. Promise me you'll wait for me. I need to know you feel the same way too. And I'll be home soon. When I go away, I'll miss you, and I will be thinking of you every night and day. Just promise me you'll wait for me, 'cause I'll be saving all my love for you, and I will be home soon. Promise me you'll wait for me. I need to know you feel the same way too. And I'll be home. Promise me you'll wait for me, 'cause I'll be saving all my love for you, and I will be home soon. Promise me you'll wait for me. I need to know you feel the same way too. And I'll be home soon.
Beautiful song, I confirm. This song tells the story of two lovers a few hours before an inevitable separation. Both lovers are conscious of the approaching hour when they have to go separate ways, a bit against their will, but in a necessary way. When I go away, I'll miss you, and I will be thinking of you every night and day. The two of them are thoughtful and have a lot of things to say to each other, but can't find the words. You light up another cigarette, and I pour the wine. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's starting to get light. Now I'm right where I want to be, losing track of time. But I wish that it was still last night. You look like you are in another world, but I can't read your mind. How can you be so far away, lying by my side? The only thing the woman could ask was for the man to promise to wait for her during the time they will live away from each other. In return, she promised she will be around as soon as possible. Promise me you'll wait for me, 'cause I'll be saving all my life for you, and I will be home soon. Promise me you will wait for me. I need to know you feel the same way too, and I will be home. I will be home soon. The song itself sounds melancholic, and the piano, arpeggio, and cello accompaniment increase the dramatic tune given to the song. Released in 1990, Promise Me is Beverly Craven's most famous song and stayed in top of charts for a long time. That was tonight's song. Thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to listen to The Hint, our weekly English language tutorial. Stay tuned. As we introduced earlier, today's hint's gonna be on correlative conjunctions or conjunctive pairs to make it simple. So here we make a statement where we say two things using two words to bring two statements together, two related ideas, and bring them together. Correlative conjunctions join statements of related information. Alright, so now to keep you waiting further, here they are. Number one, either or you can also pronounce either or. Here you have choice. For example, either you pay me cash or by check. Or why not? By PhonePe, Mvola, Airtel Money, Orange Money, etc. Either you pay me cash or by check. Number two, not only but also. Not only but also. It's about surprise. Not only was he tall, but he also was tough. Not only was he tall, but he also was tough. One surprise plus more surprise. Tall and tough. Not only was he tall, but he also was tough. Number three, neither nor. Neither nor. Or you can also pronounce neither nor. Neither nor. There is no difference but just a preference in style. Neither British and neither American. So neither nor means not this and not that. For example, neither me nor my brother can play rugby. Neither me nor my brother can play rugby. Now let's move to the last one. Both and. Both and. Both and is inclusive or including. Both my father and my uncle love dominoes. So here, both, which means the two of them, plus and, which is included in the first part, both, so it's including. Okay, both my father and my uncle love dominoes. Now to end up, let me give you just some examples of the four correlative conjunctions we are working on tonight. They told me to either buy the shoes or put it back. So here we have a choice. They told me to either buy the shoes or put it back. Not only did it smell, but it also tasted funny. So here we have a surprise. Not only did it smell, but it also tasted funny. The sick person neither ate nor slept last night. The sick person neither ate nor slept last night. Negation. My son was both very athletic and clever during the basketball game, including. My son was both very athletic and clever during the basketball game. And that's all. Correlative conjunctions, just for you. We come to the end of our program, dear listeners. I'd like to thank you for following us here on MBS Radio 95.4 FM, on TuneIn, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, as well as on Make a Difference FB page. An English radio program hosted by Drina Diamantena and Antananarivo Ravaliassi. Keep in touch, a lot more to come. Bye for now.
Hi.
Hello.
It's Make a Difference.
Make a difference?
Yes, Make a Difference here on MBS Radio 95.4 FM every Sunday at 8 p.m.
And Wednesday at 9:30 p.m.
Jump off your sofa
or lay back and relax.
Anywhere you are, from your radio or in your earphones.
Stay tuned on MBS Radio 95.4. Listen to Make a Difference.
Our English speaking program brought to you by
Gina
and Tom.
Off we go.